Go ahead, so to speak. Yeah. You ready?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I call to order this work session in the city of Pendergrass, September 9th, 2025. I see we have a quorum. Do I have a motion to call to order?
Motion.
Second?
Second.
Let's show that the quorum is present. Stand, please. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Let's pray. We gather today in service to our community. May our actions unite us to the common good. Bless this council, our city, and all who call it home. Amen. On the current business, what we have is just the fall festival and the car show. And Renee, are we all set with the fall festival now?
We still have vendors. I've gotten emails today, even people who would still like to join. We are getting full. As of Friday, we had 35 for sure. And we probably have another 10 emails since then. People wanting to join, so we just got to get out there and I eyeballed it. We've got enough space. So we need to know exactly how many we have so we can accept those people. We want to get as many as possible. And they all look good. I think it's going to be a great event. I think we're going to have a good time.
We have a variety of vendors.
There's a variety, yes.
Any other questions about the fall festival? The following weekend, we have a car show coming. There'll be some vendors there for food, and also the revival is going to supply a beer truck. So we have some beer when there, but it'll be restricted to that area. Single cup, clear cup purchases, you won't be able to buy 4 cans or 4 bottles and go somewhere, but it'll be restricted into that area. The police are on board with it, so hopefully everything, the weather holds up. Should be a good month of October for the city, you know. So,
Did you say beer and wine?
they'll have beer, wine, seltzers, stuff like that, maybe some prosecco. But it's from the revival place. Yeah, but the revival downtown. Okay. As far as going to new business, the police are requesting 2 new cars. I told them we may possibly get them one this year. I think the wind sticker and the emails to the car. And it was like for $38,000. So what I would do is, if we decide to go with that way, that we could pay for it out of the general fund, and then I could turn it over to the splosh and get it approved that way, and then we can reimburse the general fund from the splosh.
Is this something that would apply to Splosh then, specifically?
It will, yes.
Public.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
And the way our splosh funds were set up, we were heavy towards the police.
Okay.
I know you're,
No, I was thinking public works. I wasn't thinking about
Yeah.
That's fine.
But if they would, and the other thing about it was that we got today, there was a Motorola radio. I mean, it's for body cams and stuff like that. We were previously we were paying credits. In other words, we had a credit with Motorola, and the city would send them a check for the credit. So it ended up that we're getting like $32,000 cash, check sent back to us, refund on what was spent. So that's another thing that we got.
I have a quick question on that. When we buy these police vehicles, $37,000 doesn't include the vehicle being
No, it's just laptop and all
equipment in it.
No, so you basically, on this, when we sold the other vehicles, we have lights, and I think we have some of the radios and stuff like that, so we have to send the car out, and it would be upfitted with the lights and stuff, but we don't have the expenses of the lights. It's still not cheap, it's still anywhere from $6,000 to $8,000 to upfit the car with the lights and stuff. But basically, when you buy a police car, there it is, it's with the Interceptor engine, and that's it, you know, I mean, so.
I guess what I was getting at, the easier to make it on a police officer to be able to file a report while in the vehicle, the better, you know?
Yeah. Yes. And they have, you know, they need that to you know, running the plate, checking insurance, stuff like that. They have to have that stuff. So, and that'll put the camera in the car and so forth. So, you know, to go with the body. And all that stuff is saved and downloaded back into the system. Anything else on any other questions on that? The next thing, Jackson County Schools. They sent me an email. They want to use Park Street instead of crossing the railroad track and coming back and crossing the railroad track again. Buses. They want to be able to come straight down Park Street. And, you know, it's up to us, I guess.
How many buses do they have running in there at a given time, 6 to 8 in the morning and 6 to about 7 in the evening? We have like 2 to 3 elementary buses to come because they like third out the neighborhood because of how many kids we have.
Yeah, that's like tennis season.
It's
They have
crazy.
multiple because of how many houses. So, yeah, I didn't know because it's not just going to be a middle school, elementary, and a high school. It's going to be multiple elementary.
We have multiple elementary, 2 middle, 1 high school, and 3 handicap. And the handicap buses come all throughout the entire day. Even like during the summer, the handicap buses still run. So just sitting there watching them this morning literally broke my heart because I saw 2 buses this way, 2 buses this way, and 1 bus here, and they couldn't go because nobody was stuck. Nobody was stopping traffic. So I turned around and I tried to stop traffic because I'm not going to sit here and have the buses wait for all that traffic
Is that
to
something
stop.
we should maybe have the police show up?
It would be nice. Now, in the morning, I know one of your guys, the police officers, actually sit at the gate every so often. And then when it starts getting kind of buckle or sparkle, it's bad because they'll pull out in front of me. So it's because you have 5 buses sitting there waiting to pull out to go to school and they cannot.
And then if I utilize back around,
Especially with the handicap buses because they're tinier. And they can hit that curve.
let me ask you this, with Walnut Grove, are you guys are still at North Jackson, correct?
We are at North Jackson.
The elementary. So they still have to get out to make a left.
Correct. And all this traffic coming this way doesn't stop.
Right.
So, but
they
even with them using Park Street, there's still a street for the elementary school. So this is going to be more so for the middle school and high
Is Providence and Brooks, are they North Jackson or are they the new school?
No, they go to Legacy, I believe. Yeah, they go to
Yeah, I think the
Correct.
split is right here at Mountain Street.
Could we set a police officer there for that 15 minutes or that 20 minutes or half an hour?
I'll talk to the major about it, send somebody there, make the directed traffic.
That's totally.
They usually hit our neighborhood, it's probably about 6:50 in the morning. And they're there literally until trying to get out of the neighborhood.
Yeah, so if you had a police officer there to stop traffic, that'll make it nice and easy for that 5 minutes or the 15 minutes where you've got all the buses coming in.
I'll bring it up to Major Pool.
And we can't use Park Street yet because it's the construction is gonna widen Park Street, so that.
Yeah, but
And
it's
that's
not.
from there.
Oh, okay. Well, then, yeah,
I think in front of nice Renee.
Yeah.
Yes, because it's nice, because it's just like, it's very clear, cut path, and then it takes right and left, right into the neighborhood. So it's.
But I mean, she, you know, the head of this area, the Jackson County sent me an email about it.
But obviously we could approve that, right? We could still.
You know, we can, you know.
I mean, it's an open street, it's allowed.
Yes, yeah, I mean,
It's just
I mean,
not
she
that
was
wide.
gonna say,
It's not that wide.
whether, you know, if we would allow it, you know, see any problem with it. But, you know, our bus drivers have mentioned it because they saw the gate was open, you know. So they would like to take advantage of, like I said, I mean, if they have to go out across the track, come down here across the track again, I don't know if they're picking any kids up back in here.
There's no kids
All
being
the
picked up
kids.
right here. It's all literally in one, all of them.
Yeah.
But it's mostly the handicap buses that use the Park Street because it is smaller and it's easier to turn in just.
And then they go to a different school.
No, they'll go, no.
No, they go to- they go to-
Yep, they go to.
Okay.
All the kids in Walnut Grove go to North Jackson.
Right. The next thing was the response by the police to our graffiti guy. All right, so they, I think with the help of the cameras in the house and stuff like that.
They use the face recognition.
Yeah, and what he did, he also, he had, Officer Davis, he contacted Gwinnett County, and if he was using their CLEAR program, which helps with tracking vehicles and people and stuff like that, and they got a picture of the family like 4 years ago, and then somebody identified that, yeah, that's the guy. So then they knew exactly where he was. So, but anyway, he got arrested. And, you
So
know,
now I saw that they did a misdemeanor, so I guess, well, if he's convicted, I'm assuming, they'll get with the Brooks Village and send you to Pendergrass for restitution.
I guess, you know, I mean, it's basically between HOA issues, you know.
Yeah.
'Cause that's basically what it was at first, was an HOA issue, you know, well, you know.
Well,
I mean,
Did he use chalk or did he use?
well, I think Stephen was chalk, and I think he came to you guys.
He took a nail, he had a big rusty nail up on, so scraped it into the cement all over Brooks Village. And I gotta say, Brooks Village did a great job with the neighbors coming together and share. I mean, they must share about 10, 12 videos of different angles, different areas. They even have one with him actually doing the scratching there.
Yeah, the issue was in seasons, they did it by the mailboxes. The majority of them were by the mailboxes, which had no cameras.
Oh, gotcha.
And there were some by the park or the pond, but the cameras didn't reach that far out.
Gotcha. I'm glad he's caught. He scared a lot of people.
Yeah. Well, it's good, they just got to stop before it got worse.
There you go.
You know, that was the case. The next thing is, the police chief, we put him on suspension, paid suspension. There was issues with the evidence room. It failed an audit. There was like 14 pieces of that, but we don't know if it's clerical or what, but 14 pieces of evidence have disappeared. So, under the recommendation of the council and with the police code of ethics that we have, it was required to be suspended. And, well, like I said, with pay, and what the GBI comes up with, the GBI and the DA are investigating it. And so, well, I told them we would have to wait till, their recommendations are before any other actions are made.
I've got a few questions on that. How does that, when a police chief is suspended with pay, who takes over the police department?
Right now, the major pool is acting police chief.
Oh,
And there's been steps taken to correct any issues in the evidence room. I had somebody come out and price, securing the shelves and all that. Well, anyway, it came out that they got approved by the splash funds. So we had the Major Pool and Officer Davis went to Uline, and they were buying a bunch of locking cabinets, metal cabinets with shelves in them. So we want to take out the wooden shelves that are in there, put everything in metal cabinets that the keys locked. Or the new evidence locker. What happens when the policemen come in, if they have evidence of a crime scene, there's a locker there that they open up, put the evidence in, mark that they, put it there, lock the door again, and then there's a key drop inside the door, so they can't drop it in the hole in the locker, and they can't get back into it again. The only access to is once you go into the evidence room, the back of it opens up, and then the evidence gets taken out of each little locker and gets logged in on a book, and then placed in one of the new cabinets. So,
who all has access to the evidence?
well, basically, right now, the chief investigator, Officer Davis.
David, so he's the only one that would have access, or is allowed to have access to evidence?
Well, ever since him and the major, usually, if you take anything out, you need 2 officers to sign off on it.
Okay.
To it, and if you're taking any like drugs or anything like that, the drugs have to be weighed before they leave, and then when they come back in, they have to be weighed again to make sure they're the same weight coming back, and then the same, you have to have 2 officers sign on that they,
And we've got cameras here that.
There's cameras in there.
There is.
But this was all happened
Before the camera.
Well, this happened back that are online, but we can, if you read over them, and if you want to make any changes to them and all that, we can bring them up in the future council meeting. If we want to do any revisions and stuff like that to them, we can, and then we can have them codified and signed, because we have quite a few that are in that law. As he said the last meeting, that if we've been operating on it for an extended period of time, but just for housekeeping, clean them up. All right, so maybe we'll get together and decide which one we want to do first, and then, like I said, if we want to make any changes, updates, like we did with the liquor one, we added, a word or two with a couple, we can do that, make it all legal. All right, and the lawyer will look closely with us on that, all right, to make sure we have a binder with all the ordinances in it, so we'll be brought up. And the next thing is that I was also told that when we had to clean up any eviction bubble, we can turn around and charge the homeowner for it. That he will write a letter to him. We can charge how much time we spent cleaning it up, taking it to the dump, and so forth. And then we'll send a letter to the homeowner that, this is how much the city spent cleaning up, from your eviction. Please pay this amount. If he doesn't pay the amount, we can put a lien on him. So, but we'll have to, come up with something, that will, some sort of code, let it sit there for 2 days. I think that Blakely lets it sit there for 2 days before they throw it out.
Yeah. There's been a lot of people moving or evictions where people have just taken the trash, throw it right on the street. And it looks terrible. Yeah. They really should clean it up.
Yeah. But, like the apartments, from what I understand, Blakely gives a 2-day limit. Then if you don't pick up your stuff, you get kicked out. It gets thrown out. So, we'll have to come up with something, I guess, that will give you, 2 days or whatever like that to get your stuff and it's not going to the dump. So that's basically it. Going to open up any discussions, any comments from the public or anything?
You said that the homeowner would have to pay the rubber fee.
Yeah.
That's the one that's getting kicked out?
No, they got lots. If you get evicted, most likely it's either, somebody owns the building and you rent, but it'll go to the person who owns the building. So, he has some responsibility too. Hey, you're getting evicted, because it's a legal process. It's not something that happens overnight. So it's a legal process. You're going to get an eviction notice, and if the sheriff's come and kick you out,
And one other thing that you was talking about here, the school traffic using Park Street. And I don't know if I understood Laura correct or not, but you said you got out to stop traffic.
Mm-hmm.
That is a very no-no. I mean,
I'm a bus driver, so my mom was a bus driver for 30 years.
I understand why you do it, but I was in construction. And actually, to get out there on that state road, flag traffic, you have to be a DOT certified flagger before you leave. I mean,
All right, thank you.
I'm just telling you for your benefit, because if somebody wants to run off you, whatever, you're really at fault for being out there trying to flag traffic. I mean, I'm sure the police will have to be certified to be flaggers or whatever. But, you know, I mean, I just, for your safety or whatever, be out there or whatever.
Any more comments?
The only other comment I have is from Walnut Grove itself, is that, and I understand it was a mishap and everything with the house fire, but do we know when that's going to get cleaned up? Because we are having mice, rodent, and snake infestations.
I went and visited them. I visited them last week and told them that, you know, if you step it up, you got to get this cleaned up and stuff like that. That's why I had the street department cut the grass next to her house, you know, to try to get it down a little bit. But I told them, you know.
Do they have an insurance issue or?
I have no idea.
They started cleaning it up, you know.
And I see him out there. I mean, I see him out there as much as he possibly can, I'm assuming, but he had like 2 dumpsters and he's using his own little forklift or whatever. But, I mean, I have rodents and snakes going into the back of our house.
Who is he that's using the?
It's, the owner. It's,
Harry?
yeah, Harry.
Are there people, I heard there are people living in a shed over there, is that true?
I haven't seen anyone in there, but I do see, you know, going with like the 4 guys, the 2 or the 3 brothers or whatnot. But I think they're over there helping them get rid of stuff. But like I said, I mean, we have mice and snakes being infested with my 4 back of my homes over here.
I mentioned to them that they get somebody in there and cut the grass down and stuff like that, but they, let's get moving on it and clean it up. You know.
How long ago was
The fire, it was,
4 months ago.
like 4 months ago, 4 or 5 months ago. So,
There should be insurance, that should have been.
Yeah, the insurance should have been jumping to clean it. I mean, yeah, they have to go through as far as, I mean, if it's a total loss, they should be paying out limit.
Some insurance companies don't cover debris removal. Some do, some don't.
And I happened to see some guy that, like that first bridge and stuff like that. Because that's when they were looking for the guy who was doing the graffiti. That's what they thought the first thing was. He was homeless, so they went and checked. But whatever.
In our neighborhood.
Yeah.
No idea.
yeah, they jump the fence and go swimming.
Is there anything else? Is there a motion to adjourn?
Motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay.
Aye.
Aye.
The second is adjourned.